Imagine a sun so hot it actually cracks. She's a daughter of the wild, a tribal girl who knows how to survive where others would fail. She's the ground beneath your feet. You're out in the middle of nowhere, miles away from help, and suddenly you find a nest. But this isn't a normal bird's nest. Inside are 3 chicks that look like they belong in a world before humans. They look like dinosaurs. Most people would run away immediately, but one brave girl did the unthinkable. She's been out for hours looking for food and medicine for her village, her feet moving silently across the dry ground. As Zaya reached in and took one. What follows is a heart-stopping story of survival, a mother's rage, and Zaya pushes through a patch of particularly tall yellow grass. She spots something strange. Tucked away in a bond that defies the laws of nature. Stick around, because this chase takes a turn that no one saw coming. Clearing is a massive structure made of thick, thorny branches and dried mud. It's a nest, but it's enormous, nearly as wide as Zaya is tall. As she edges closer, her heart begins to race. From inside the nest, she hears a strange clicking sound. She peeks over the edge and catches her breath. Inside are 3 prehistoric-looking chicks. They aren't fluffy like normal birds. They are covered in thick gray down feathers. We meet a girl named Zaya. She is a child of the Savanna, a member of a local tribe who, with sharp curved beaks and orange eyes that look surprisingly intelligent. Zaya has heard the elders speak of the great sky hunters, giant birds that rule the highest peaks, but she never expected to find a nest on the ground. She knows which plants can heal a wound and which ones can provide water in a drought. But even for someone as experienced as her, the Savanna still holds many secrets. The mother is nowhere to be seen. The sky is a flat, empty blue. Driven by a mix of wonder and on this particular day, the air felt different. It was too quiet. The usual sounds of insects and distant animals. A strange impulse. Zaya reaches in. She picks up one of the chicks. It's heavy, solid, and it lets out a loud, piercing squawk that echoes across the silent plains. The moment Zaya lifts the chick, the atmosphere changes. The wind stops. Herbs, but what she found instead would change her life forever. Deep inside a patch of tall, yellow grass, she stumbled upon a massive structure. The birds in the distance go quiet. Then, a massive shadow suddenly sweeps across the grass, turning the golden field. It was a nest, but it was unlike anything she had ever seen. It was built from thick, thorny branches into a dark, cold place for a split second. Zaya looks up and sees her nightmare. A giant, vulture-like eagle is diving from the clouds, its wingspan so wide it looks like a small airplane. Zaya didn't wait. She tucks the heavy chick under her arm, ignoring the scratches from its tiny talons, and she starts to run. Her heart is hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. Behind her, she hears a thunderous thud as the mother bird hits the ground. But the bird doesn't just stay in the air. It's a runner. It starts to sprint after her on powerful, muscular legs, its wings spread wide to catch the wind for balance. This is a scene you might see in those viral videos titled "When a Girl Meets a Giant Bird in the Wild," where the raw power of nature is on full display. Every time Zaya looks back, the bird is closer. Its orange eyes are fixed on her with a terrifying focus. Zaya's lungs are burning, her legs are starting to feel like lead, and the dust she's kicking up is making it hard to breathe. She sees a rocky cliff up ahead. It's her only hope. She spots a narrow crack in the stone, a small cave entrance, with one final, larger than any cloud, swept across the grass. Zaya looked up, and her blood ran cold. High above, a giant bird was circling, and it was diving fast. This was the mother, and she was furious. This moment was just like those scenes you see in viral videos titled "When a Girl Meets a Giant Bird in the Wild." It was a meeting of 2 different worlds, and one of them was about to fight. Zaya didn't wait. She tucked the chick as far back into the shadows as she can. Outside, the giant bird is screaming in rage, a sound that vibrates under her arm, and began to run. She knew she couldn't outrun a bird in flight,
but she hoped the brush would give her cover. But this bird was different. It landed on the ground with a heavy thud, kicking up a cloud of dust. It didn't take off again. Instead, it began to run on two powerful, muscular legs. It was a terrifying sight. A 6-foot-tall bird, wings spread out for balance, sprinting across the savanna like a prehistoric hunter. Zaya could hear the bird's breath and the sound of its talons hitting the earth. She pushed herself harder, her lungs burning from the heat and the effort. Every time she looked back, those orange eyes were closer. She saw a rocky ridge ahead and knew it was her only chance. Zaya spotted a small, dark opening in the side of the cliff. It was a narrow cave, just big enough for a human to squeeze through. She dove inside, sliding across the gravel, and pulled herself into the shadows. A split second later, the mother bird slammed into the entrance. The sound was deafening. The bird couldn't get its whole body inside, but it began to peck at the stone, breaking off chunks of rock. Inside the cave, it was cold and smelled of damp stone. Zaya sat in the darkness, clutching the chick. Both of them were shaking. To her surprise, the chick didn't try to bite her. It nudged its head against her hand, seeking comfort. Zaya felt a surge of pity. She took out her water pouch and let the chick drink. In that moment, the fear started to fade, replaced by a strange sense of responsibility. She had taken this baby, and now she had to keep it safe, even from its own mother's rage. But the cave wasn't as empty as she thought. From the deep, black corners of the stone room, a new sound emerged, a low, dry hiss. Zaya froze. She turned her head slowly and saw a pair of yellow eyes reflecting the dim light. A massive python was coiling itself in the shadows, and it had spotted an easy meal. The snake moved with terrifying speed. It was thick and powerful, a true king of the shadows. Zaya backed away, but there was nowhere to go. The mother bird was still at the entrance, blocking the only way out. The snake lunged, its mouth wide open. Zaya grabbed a sharp rock, ready to fight for her life and the chicks. But then, something incredible happened. The mother bird, sensing the danger to her baby, forced her head and neck through the narrow opening. She didn't attack Zaya this time. She went straight for the snake. What followed was truly the most epic battle, giant eagle versus deadly snake. It was a whirlwind of feathers, scales, and dust. The snake tried to wrap its heavy body around the bird's neck, but the mother bird was too strong. She used her massive beak to tear at the snake's scales. The noise was incredible. The hissing of the serpent and the screeches of the bird echoed off the cave walls. Finally, with one powerful snap of her beak, the bird ended the fight. The snake fell limp. The mother bird looked at Zaya. There was no more rage in her eyes, only a quiet, tired understanding. Zaya knew she had to move. The mother bird was exhausted from the fight, but more predators would be coming for the snake. She ran out of the cave and headed for the river. The water was deep and fast, but it was the only way back to her village. She jumped in, holding the chick high above her head. The water was freezing. Zaya struggled against the current, her muscles aching. Beneath the surface, she saw a dark shape moving. A crocodile was watching her. She kicked with all my might, reaching the muddy bank on the other side as the crocodile's jaws snapped shut behind her. She climbed up, gasping for air, and laid the chick on the grass. The mother bird landed softly beside them. She didn't try to hurt Zaya. She simply walked up to her chick and nudged it into her beak. Zaya stood up and backed away, giving them space. She realized that she had been a part of something ancient. The bird looked at her one last time, a long, lingering look of respect, before spreading its massive wings. Nature is a teacher, and today it taught us that respect and courage are the only things that matter in the wild. If you were moved by Zaya's journey and the bond she shared with the great sky hunter, please give this video a like. Comment below and tell me what you would have done in that cave. And for more legends and untold stories of the wild, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. This has been a presentation